So I get a weekend alone, the kids are gone, and guess what I have? A freaking leak in my hot water heater closet. So I've called the maintenance team. I'm sure they'll be out quickly because thankfully the guy that's the supervisor is a really great dude. But y'all, I just can't. Look at this. The whole floor in here is flooded. You can't really see it. I got this bucket down here to try to catch some of the water, but it's a mess in this closet, which is one reason why it's probably leaking. Last year, Christmas Day, the sprinkler system froze, pipes burst, and so it's my neighbors upstairs, theirs is leaking as well. Yeah, this, and it's also through that wall, it's leaking on the other side. So I thought it was raining outside, y'all. And yeah, my couch is wet. There's a steady stream of water down my wall coming from that vent there. I had to unplug my light over here because we don't have ceiling light, but yeah, it's all down on the floor. And you can hear it in the walls. There's a buckle there. Yeah, such fun times. So I called the maintenance team at about 7:13. It's 7:42. I put a call into the emergency maintenance number, and so did my neighbors upstairs. She just came down a few minutes ago and said that theirs is indeed leaking. And yeah, and so to give you a little bit of backstory, this is super frustrating because last year for Christmas, the pipes burst in the building from the sprinkler system and flooded my apartment, flooded the neighbors that used to stay upstairs then. We have new neighbors now. Flooded their apartment. It was pretty rough. It was bad. Luckily, not luckily, but the majority of the leak in my apartment was in my son's bedroom. His whole room was flooded, closet was flooded. And this happened Christmas Day. And I love my apartment. I love the area that we're in. I love the layout. I love everything about it. However, this kind of stuff gives me anxiety because of what we went through for Christmas. There were lots of apartments in this complex that were damaged due to burst pipes. It was extremely cold last year, as you know, for Christmas. But it took from December to April before repairs were done in my apartment. There was very little communication. We also had our clubhouse to burn down that morning. So I get it, there was a lot going on. But I paid my rent every month on time, the full amount. There was never any compensation given, nor was there any compensation considered to be given or any credit towards our rent even. And basically the explanation then was, well, it was an act of God because the pipes burst. But that can be argued. Was the pipes properly, insulated? I don't know. But I've talked to other tenants that have lived here long term, and some of them say that there's been flooding issues with these apartments for years. So, interesting. And I found that out, later after the fact. However, it's frustrating because, as you saw in the video, the closet, the work in there, it's a little questionable. Now, I'm not saying it's the problem of the maintenance people that we have now, because our maintenance tech supervisor is amazing. Shout out E. He's always very responsive, always very helpful. So I'm not going to put it on him I blame it on the apartment companies, the companies that own these apartments. You know, they're not investing real money in repairing these buildings. And a lot of these buildings are old and they just fix them up and pretty them up. And then they charge lots of rent. And I pay a lot of rent for my apartment, you know. So from December to April, my son slept on my couch. All of his furniture was out of his room, in my dining room, and he lived on my couch. And I still paid for a 3-bedroom apartment. And it's frustrating because here it is again with another issue with leaking, some type of leak. And this time my couch is wet. It's down the wall in the living room. And it's just like, and it's easy to say, oh, well, move out. They don't want to let you out your lease. They'll fight that. They will literally fight that. You just have to pack up and leave and hope you move somewhere. Then they don't pull any kind of record from your current apartment in order for you to get into a new place. It's frustrating. And then you got, you know, a couple $1,000s tied up in a deposit that you're not going to get back until after. And if you leave, you don't get that back. So, you know, I'm just venting. I'm just venting. And I've been in Georgia for a year and a half now. And I don't want to buy anything yet because I don't know if I want to stay in this area where I'm living at currently. My son has 2 more years of school. I don't know what it's going to look like after that. So I personally don't want to buy anything until after he graduates. Once I get to a decision of what area I want to stay in permanently, because buying is permanent. And right now, the housing market, the way it is, no. And being a single woman, I don't know if I want to buy a house and take on the responsibilities of maintenance. I don't know if I want to do that. So, apartment living is the option for me now. And yeah, I'm just venting, y'all. I'm just venting. But anyway, I'll let y'all know the outcome and how long it takes for somebody to come out and see what's going on. And then I'll come back. Okay?